Businesses in New York City are starting to hire virtual cashiers. This restaurant here, this is a chicken spot of some sort, and they are beginning to outsource their front of house staff with virtual employees. Now, this particular business went viral on X, and there were a lot of people expressing their disdain for this business model. They're not for it. There were people in the comments saying that they're not ever gonna support a business that does this sort of thing. Right. I own a small business, and I've come to realize that people that don't own businesses or have never started a business really don't understand the economics behind it. So when I see this, I understand as a small business owner the reasoning behind it, why people do this sort of thing. Elon Musk right now is creating a robot that will handle a ton of different physical tasks. And I truly believe that within the next few years, we will see very agile, capable robots come in and do many of these jobs. And I'm going to tell you, as a consumer, as a customer, and as a small business owner, I am all for it. And I'm going to explain why in just a little bit. Let's watch this video, and I'm going to react, and I want to get into what I think is happening here and why.
What do I do to order food?
Yeah, they have a window in front of you.
Okay, over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And where are you located right now? Can I ask you?
I did that maybe.
You're in
So you see, they do have people in there. It's about clearly, right? A virtual cashier is not going to be able to prepare the food. So they still have to hire people to come in, prepare the food, assemble the orders, and hand it over. Right. So they're still hiring within the community. But to me, it looks like this business just decided that, they needed to scale back. They needed to cut some costs to be more efficient and to be profitable. And also keep in mind, this is in New York City. The rent there is probably astronomical. I'm not sure what part of the city, somewhere in Manhattan, I'm going to assume. And I'm sure that the rent is pretty high. Labor costs are also pretty high. I remember I hired a relative to do some remote work for me for my business in New York, and the amount of fees that I had to pay in comparison to the state that I live in was crazy, and it just was not worth it for me to hire them. Okay, because entry-level employees want to be paid a disproportionate amount to what the skill is worth that they're providing to your business. And so we constantly see these button-up ads. Okay. So let's continue.
You're in Philippines. What do you recommend?
We have the M4.
The M4?
The Italian on regular and the British for the regular.
Okay. Do people usually tip you?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
So then you see this other person here. He's coming out. Okay, he's bringing the food out. So there is some human interaction here. Well, some in-person interaction, I should say, because this virtual assistant or this virtual cashier is a human, clearly. But another thing, with these agencies that connect, they act as a middleman between the employer and these virtual employees, these virtual workers. I'm not sure if they're on a 1099 or if they're, I believe they would have to be a 1099 if I'm not mistaken. But the way these agencies work for virtual workers is they'll have a group, they'll have a bunch of people that are willing to do this work, right? From these areas abroad. And so if this person here, for some reason, couldn't come into work or wasn't available to get on the screen, to get on video for whatever reason, they'll typically have people around that could come in, jump in, and do the work. You have backup. I'm not sure what the logistics are behind that 100%, but from my understanding, that's how it works. There have been a number of these agencies that have reached out to me to, offer their services. And so that's how I understand it to be. And here, as a United States small business owner, especially in my experience, if we have an employee that cannot show up last minute, we are shit out of luck. We are SOL, okay, unless we have to move things around. We have to kind of split that person's schedule up with other employees amongst other ones, and then they have to stay behind and kind of pick up the slack, or we have to move appointments around last minute and the client isn't happy with that. It is a pain. So let's continue.
Yeah. Oh, not every time.
It depends on the customer.
And so they get tipped. These people even get tipped, all right? So, like I said, these people, you don't have to worry about the benefits of hiring a virtual employee is you don't have to worry about them getting stuck in traffic. You don't have to worry about them showing up late unless there's like some natural disaster, because this happens a lot. I know a lot of people that hire virtual assistants from like the Philippines and from Asia and stuff like that. And they have natural disasters, like if they have a tsunami or something like that, that obviously they can't get on. They can't get on a video call to do their work or whatever. But those are far and few in between, those instances, okay? So if someone isn't available to get on video, they typically have backup. So I see the benefits. The costs are a lot less. And like I said earlier, to hire in New York, the costs associated with that are so freaking high. All right, even where I live, there are so many costs. We have to pay workers' comp. We have to pay unemployment insurance. We have to pay state and federal taxes. We have to pay paid leave, family leave. We also have to pay for insurance, bonding, and software, all of the above. Uniforms, supplies, everything. And then at some point, you really have to scale to be profitable. That means you have to have X amount of people in your team to work to be a profitable business. Otherwise, if you're really small, you're not really making a lot of money and you're working a lot as a small business owner. So I see the benefits of having a virtual employee where it's going to cut a lot of those costs out. You don't have to have insurance. You don't have to worry about a slip and fall. You don't have to worry about any physical, any accidents happening at the workplace with having a virtual employee. These typically are 1099s. So you don't have to have all of these other things that are required for you to have when you hire a W-2, an employee. So there are many benefits to this. And for those people that say, we want everyone to be in person, we don't want these jobs outsourced. Okay, well then you will pay more. That's how it goes. Nobody is going to operate a business that is not profitable. Okay, so if you just want them to have all of these, in-person employees that are going to cost an arm and a leg, all right, you're going to have to be okay with paying quite a bit more for the food that you're ordering and so forth. All right. So it just is what it is. That is how business economics works. All right. So that's just my take on this. Let me know your thoughts. Like I said, in this video, clearly they are still hiring people from within that community. So it's not like they've completely 100% gone remote. They can't. It would be impossible. And I think that at some point we will see robots coming in to take even some of these jobs because of all the things that I just discussed a moment ago with all of the cons about having humans in your business. It's just the truth. It's the unfortunate truth. All right. I have a ton of other videos that I want to talk about in regards to topics that are adjacent to this. Let me know your thoughts. How do you feel about seeing businesses do this? All right. Let me know your thoughts. Comment below. I'm out.